Can't get away from the emails.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
We are here today to talk about some highlights from 2018 and also 3 things to do in 2019.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, here are some highlights from last year.
Highlight number 1.
Uh-huh.
We launched our enterprise data literacy program.
And we implemented it.
It's
a huge accomplishment.
Yes, it is. We're still implementing it.
Yeah.
Because it's continuous.
Right.
But yes, we are implementing it.
Right.
So that's great.
Highlight number 2.
Highlight number 2. We established a Data Literacy Foundation.
Yes, dataliteracyfoundation.org.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our nonprofit for empowering people with data literacy and evangelizing data literacy in the world.
Yep. Highlight number 3.
Highlight number 3. The
vlog and
the
our
podcast.
Yeah.
So that's number 3. That's a good one.
Yeah. And then we did, we spoke at so many conferences, right?
Yes.
So we have
4 or 5.
4, right? Yeah, pretty
4,
much.
I think 4.
Yeah. So we have actually an episode of our vlog that we talk about the events that we attended. Make sure you go to dataliterates.com to check it out. It's pretty cool.
Right. It's probably where you're watching this right now.
Yeah.
So those are the 4. But those are 4 highlights for us from 2018.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff.
All right. So
Lessons
learned from 2018. 2018, there was a whole buzz around data literacy. There were vendors and consultancies. Like everybody was talking about data literacy, the importance of it, what to do to improve it at an organization.
Fabulous.
Absolutely. And in particular, Click launched the whole data literacy project.
Yeah.
And Tableau also focused on the topic at so many of their conferences.
Mm-hmm.
So here are 3 lessons learned from 2018. Lessons learned number 1.
Lesson learned number 1. Data literacy programs by themselves can't really be successcal. We learned that just trying to implement the data literacy program, there's a lot of things around it that need to be implemented, including our 5 C's.
So what are our 5 C's,
Jerry? Just as a reminder, 5 C's is culture, collaboration, creativity, communication, and competencies.
I'm glad that you got them all right.
I got them all right.
I
got them all right.
All right, so lesson learned number 2. There are so many definitions of data literacy available. I mean, there was a whole buzz around it, but and it shows like people are focusing on it. And from an academia standpoint, there were researchers from MIT that created a definition that a lot of companies are using right now, which is data literacy is the ability to read, write, and argue with data. And I think at some point, Forrester added another dimension to it. Communicate with the data, right. Exactly. But we feel it's a good definition, right?
Yeah, for the individual person, I think that definition is perfect.
But there's a whole concept around enterprise data literacy, right?
Right, and that's where we kind of specialize, is enterprise.
Exactly. And so, what is the definition that we subscribe to?
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
The definition that we subscribe to is data literacy is a continuous learning journey that creates the ability to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, and compute pieces of information, data, to develop knowledge and the ability to participate fully in our society.
Great, and it's totally fine, Jared, that you're reading from this because this is a quote from Helena Sternkopf.
Yes,
a great researcher from Germany that we subscribe to her methodology. She's doing a great job, so it's fine.
You're supposed to read quotes.
Yeah,
I think.
you are. That's
just
fine.
Don't want to mess it up.
Great. All right, so lesson learned number 3.
Lesson learned number 3 is in going to all these conferences and talking to customers who are potentially implementing their own data literacy programs. They show it to us and they ask for our advice on what they're doing and will this work and things like that. And what I saw is that they're typically only focusing on certain aspects of data literacy, usually on competency only.
Right.
And that's while it's definitely going to be helpful in the long run. You need competency. It's really important that you include all of the other elements too, because organizationally, you're going to have to prepare for the change and everything like that. So Whoever you're working with to create a data literacy program, just make sure that they are including all of these different competencies.
Yeah.
All of these different aspects of data
literacy. That's
Right.
fine. All right, cool. So now here are 3 things to keep in mind in 2019 when you're thinking about data literacy.
Yes.
All right, number 1.
Number 1, the first thing, and this is also part of a lesson learned, but in order to have a successful data literacy program, you have to first have a successful implementation of data at your organization.
Right.
So that means governance practices, center of excellence, really true, like analytics enablement. That's what we call it. So you need both a technical enablement piece, which is, you make sure that access to data is available, make sure that you have rules to govern things appropriately. We prefer governance through education. That's kind of our thing, right?
So we probably talk about it in another episode.
Yeah, next episode we'll do that. We'll do that. But you have to have a technical enablement component where you're making sure that everything's in line, cleaned up, everything like that.
Right.
And then you have the business enablement, and then you can you can work on it, and it doesn't have to be separately or first, right? You can work on it in concert with a data literacy. Yeah,
I like that word.
In concert with a data literacy program as well.
Right. Yeah, because if data is in IT lockdown, then people can't do anything with it. So if you're working on teaching them how to work with the data.
Exactly, and that flows into our next point about agile organization, right?
Right. Exactly. So number 2.
The second thing to remember in 2019.
In 2019.
You take it.
Yes. So from my personal experience and talking to a lot of my colleagues, we really see that a lot of customers, they ask for just training classes.
A course.
A course, and we don't really think that's effective. You should really focus on
by itself.
Yeah. Should really focus on a mixture of blended learning and also social learning, right? So basically, you may have your LMS, you may have some activities, some challenges, a hackathon, yes, of course, classes here and there, and all of this is because of having a higher retention in knowledge, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and this actually falls into our third point that you should remember in 2019.
Yes.
Which is moving toward a platform strategy versus pipeline strategy. This is a topic that I love to talk about.
Yes, it is.
And it's really based on the network effect theory, right? So if you create value for more people in your network, then the value of the system goes up.
Right.
And then, so because the people are connected to each other, right?
Yes.
And then in that way, you're not really creating, responding to on-demand needs for training, right? So you're creating an ecosystem and a community,
right,
or a centers of excellence that people can come to that centers or data university, whatever you want to call it, and say, hey, sign me up for these things that you have available. So you're basically generating demand for your business units from a technical standpoint, from working with the data, also introducing the data assets that you have to the company.
Right.
So you should really focus on generating demand versus responding to one-time on demands and requests.
Right. And your content becomes more valuable.
Right.
Because it's leverageable across multiple people instead of just being created once for a specific need. And now, okay, this one other person wants it, but we have to recreate it, right? So we create a platform.
Right, exactly. So it's not too generic and it's not too specific. You should always keep in mind that there are 3 things to remember when you're designing a program. One is the function, the role and level of your people. And then in that way, you can create clusters of people and reuse the content, as Jerry said, in your program.
Right. Abstract the personas.
Yes, exactly.
Good.
All right. So we wish you a happy new year, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Our website is dataliterates.com, and I'm sure you know our social media platforms. So like us, share our content, and we'll see you soon. All right. That was good, right?
That was good.
Okay.